Tonight, a historic night for our next guest. Florida Governor-elect Ron DeSantis joins me now in his first interview since his opponent, Andrew Gillum, conceded after the recount. All right, good evening, Governor-elect DeSantis. How does that sound?
Good evening, Judge. Well, I didn't think I'd get reelected this quickly. We did this last week, and now here we are again, so whatever works.
Okay. Well, you're right. 11 days ago, you were declared the winner, something like 80,000 votes. And then, lo and behold, 100,000 votes, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 100,000 votes are found. What is going on in Florida?
Well, yeah, you had two counties, Broward and Palm Beach County. These ballots started appearing that were not initially logged. Because, we track every vote, Judge. I mean, that's just how we do these elections now. And so it started, they were all real big Democrat margins. And so Rick Scott's margin went down a lot. My margin started going down. Now, I was never really in danger of losing because my margin was big enough. But what it did do was, at least in my case, it triggered this requirement to run the ballots through the machines again. So all the counties did this all through the machines, and it basically didn't change anything. It was the same as it was. And so, I'm fortunate that this is behind us. And I've been working hard since election night to do the transition. We're going to put good people in the administration. We got a good agenda. But now I can go forward without having to worry about this.
Let's look forward to 2020. Florida is going to play a very important role. Are you going to fire this Brenda Snipes? I mean, the lawsuit that was brought against her, the judge actually referenced what is allowed in terms of, someone losing their job for doing that kind of thing. I mean, he laid the groundwork for that kind of thing as being appropriate.
I don't think there's any question that there was a flagrant violation of the law. I mean, some of these votes that were counted late, a day or two after the election, were supposedly cast during early voting, and they were just never reported as having been cast. And we have a lot of transparency and legal requirements precisely because that's what confers legitimacy to these results. Brenda Snipes obviously didn't follow that. But this isn't the first time. I mean, 2 years ago, she was reprimanded by a federal court. She had destroyed ballots illegally in a race involving Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And so I think the state's interest in this is, people say, oh, Florida's got all these problems. Judge, Florida as a whole doesn't have the problems. I mean, we have 67 counties, and 65 of them were able to do it well. You have Broward and you have Palm Beach. Miami-Dade is more populous than Broward. They didn't have a single problem. It's a Democrat county. Bay County, which got hit by Hurricane Michael, they had all their results done. And so it's really Broward and Palm Beach, and I think they've tarnished the image of the state.
You're going to let this woman go?
Well, I'm going to take office on January 8th, and, I ran on accountability, and so I urge all your voters to follow my administration closely when I get in.
Okay, well, we're going to follow that, and hopefully you're going to come back. Listen, let's just talk, before I talk about 2020, which I want to end with. You were all over the email scandal and all of that stuff with the Russian hoax and the Russian collusion. You going to miss that stuff when you go to Florida?
Well, obviously I didn't know whether we'd be in the majority or minority, but the fact that we're in the minority, I mean, quite frankly, I think it's going to be tough in the House. I think a lot of the work we were doing, unfortunately, is going to come to an end when the new Congress convenes, because I think the Democrats, they're not going to want to hold anybody accountable for any of this stuff. Hopefully in the Senate, they will take over some of that and bring some accountability. So I'm glad I am where I am. I think I can do a lot more for Florida as governor than being one congressman in the minority.
All right. I'm not going to get to 2020. Governor-elect Ron DeSantis, we're thrilled to have you on this evening. Congratulations. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.